I am presenting a new style of content. I haven't really done content like this before because, honestly, I've been scared. I suck at doing anything one take. I feel like a lot of the times I record YouTube videos and I'll repeat the same lines over and over again, and I'll try to overanalyze the way that I think about things. But I've come to the realization that I have a lot of ideas for videos. I have a lot of knowledge on content and artist development and creative development that I want to give to you, but I just don't have the time to sit here and highly edit a ton of videos. I don't have the money to pay an editor to do all that work for me. Like, it's a rough game out here as a mid-tier content creator. We're getting there. We're moving up for sure. But I wanted to start this new series that's basically uncut. I'll have a few chops here and there, and just use it as a way to give anybody who's ready to actually just sit down and learn that opportunity. Because, like I said, I got so much knowledge to share, and I don't have podcast bookings. I don't have enough people to yap to. So, congratulations. I'm gonna yap to you, and hopefully you learn something out of it. So, short form content. Artists are scared of that phrase. You talk to any artist about content that's not already doing the content, and you either get a bunch of excuses or they start shivering like, oh, I don't know about all that. Like, I suck at content. I'm scared of content. Like that's all the things that they're thinking about. And it's probably what you're thinking about too if you clicked on this video. So I want to take this time to break down why you shouldn't be scared of content, what it could do for you, and why most artists suck at it, as well as some stuff that hopefully will help you get better at it. So first, I want to break down like the purpose of content, right? The purpose of content is so people realize you exist. If people realize you exist, you're already ahead of the curve. Getting people to know that you are on the internet, that you are a real life person, that is your first step. We live in such a fast-paced internet right now that the second you stop posting, the second you stop looking busy, people are just going to forget about you. And you don't want people to forget about you. You actually want the opposite. You want people to think about you. That's how you get streams. That's how you get recognition. That's how you develop into a position of fame. So step one is just getting people to think about you. And beyond that, it's allowing people to build a connection with you. It's allowing an easy and free way for you to promote yourself and the things that you're doing. And it helps you spread the message that you're trying to spread out into the world. Because as an artist, that's probably what you're doing. You're probably trying to spread some kind of message. You probably have a reason that you make music. You probably have a cool story. And pro tip, everybody's got a story. So if you don't think you have a story, you do. Because everybody is completely unique. And that's what's beautiful about content, is that you can take that uniqueness and apply it to your content, and then literally nobody can replace you. Like, nobody talks and looks and knows exactly the things that I know and says the things that I say and acts the same way that I act. Like, there's people that's similar, but there's nobody that's 100% me except for me. So that's why content like this, like I'm doing right now, this is subconsciously growing a connection between us. But that's the power of content, right? So it's getting people to know that you exist. It's letting them into your life, into your world, and once they get connected enough, learn more about your story. Give a shit about the things that you do every day. And that's really what you want as an artist. You want these people to be connected with you. So that is the purpose of content. And most artists are scared of it because it's new. But when it comes down to it, it's just one of those things where you have to sit down and do it. Exposure therapy is going to be your best friend. Pick up the phone, pick up the camera, whatever, hit record something stupid, post it. Nobody's really going to judge you. I mean, people will judge you. It's the internet. People are going to judge you. But that's not like because people have anything against you or because like you look corny or whatever. Like, people make fun of anything. And the more you get posting and the more hate comments and random bullshit you deal with, like, the easier it gets to deal with. I've dealt with so many goddamn hate comments and funny ass comments in my life that shit does not faze me anymore. So if that's your fear, I don't know what to tell you. You got to just get over it. Like, that is literally the best advice that I have for artists is, like, if you're scared to make content, shut up and make some content. Like, I know it doesn't sound like great advice, but once you actually pick up the phone, you record a video and you post it, it just gets that much easier. I was talking to one of my friends, Nate, earlier today. Nate Mack. He is an amazing singer, amazing artist. We've been trying to figure out how to get him better at content, right? This has been one of my biggest struggles. Nate, I'm sorry, but you suck at making content because you just don't do it. But every time you do, it looks pretty good. And we were on a phone call today. He was telling me that he doesn't post that much because he doesn't know what type of content he wants to make. He doesn't know how he wants to be presented to the world. And while it's a valid point, you're never going to know how you want to be presented and what type of content you want to make until you just make the content. Like, it's just like making music. So if you make music, or if you make beats, or if you do art or whatever it is, you're not going to find your artistic style till you made 100 songs, drawn 100 pictures, made 100 beats, maybe even 1,000. Who knows? But the point is, you have to just sit down and create, because if you don't, you're never going to learn. Now, picture this, right? There's a photography class, and the professor gets two groups together, half the class on each side, and says to one half of the class, okay, your goal for the next 30 days is to take the single best picture that you can take. You're only allowed to submit one picture, but it has to be the best picture you can possibly take. So do whatever you have to do to get that. Group 2, the quality doesn't matter. You have to submit a photo every day for 30 days straight. Now, at the end of the 30 days, which do you think is going to be better? Who do you think is going to have a better picture? It's going to be the people who took a picture every day for 30 days. It's the same thing for if you started making beats today, and I told you, all right, you got 30 days to make the best beat you can, and I told somebody else, you got to make one beat every day for 30 days, even if those beats suck. The person who made 30 beats is going to be way better at the end of that 30 days than you if I just tell you to make your first beat and spend 30 days trying to perfect it. So it's the same thing with content. You just have to make a bunch of videos. I really recommend just recording and posting one video every single day. If you could do that, you are going to learn so much faster than everybody else. And the beautiful thing about being an artist in 2025 is that while it is quote unquote oversaturated, like anything else literally is, it's not as saturated as you think when it comes to the people who are actually putting in the work, creating the content, giving a fuck about how they present themselves, making good music. Like, you take those factors alone, it rules out 98% of the industry. Most people don't make content consistently. Most people are not making music consistently. Most people don't really care that much about their artist career. Like, a lot of people are just kind of on the fence about it, kind of 50 in, 50 out. Like, you just can't do that. And if you're not, and you spend the time working on content, getting better at making videos, getting better at making music, you're literally in the top 2% of musicians already. And if that's not hope for you, I don't know what is. I had a video that a lot of people liked recently on Instagram Reels, and it was just me talking about how you need to make 100 videos before you're going to understand your content. And it's so ridiculously true. Like, if you don't just sit down and start making videos and try to learn something every time you make a video, you're not really going to get anywhere. And it doesn't matter how big you are as an artist. Content can always help. I'm working with Lil Durk's manager right now with one of his artists, 10%, who's a fire artist. And he just had the same problem as a lot of artists in a similar position to him. It's like, he's got this great, he's signed to a label. He's got a great marketing plan. He's getting crazy features. He's got songs with Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo, all these people. It's all going great, but he doesn't post enough content. Like, he just doesn't post that often. So right now, I'm working with him to help him post more so that not only will he have all the back-end marketing, but he's also going to have all the front-end stuff, like the content that he's in control of. Just putting more things out that help people understand who he is. Regardless of how you want to be pictured as an artist, Like, the whole cool and mysterious thing doesn't really work for most artists. You can't be like Cardi or John Bellion or whatever, where they don't have to post a lot of content. People are just going to fuck with them. Like, they're already established. They got popping before that was really a necessity for artists. Like, if they started out today, I guarantee you they'd be on top of their content game. I guarantee you that would be a big part of their plan. And the only reason that they can go without posting a bunch of content is because they already are at a very high level of success. But at the same time, would it help them? Yes, 100%. So instead of trying to navigate the industry in this weird way because you don't think you have to make content or you don't think you have to do all this, like, just start making the content, start learning. It's going to be way easier than trying to get through the industry blindly. Like, there's a lot of bullshit. You're probably going to get scammed. You might get signed to some BS label. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. But content puts your marketing in your control. And the more it's in your control, the more percent of your masters that you're going to own, the more in the know that you'll be about, like, how your song's getting pushed. You are the marketing plan at that point. And in an age of independent artists and not necessarily like anti-label, but a rise of more artists not wanting to be in a label because they want to be in control of themselves and not get signed to a shitty deal, this is how you do it. You make content. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who get caught up on the technicals and try to, like, think of all these, concepts that they have to do to be able to post content that's good enough or whatever. Like, there are formats of content that work better than others, but it doesn't really matter if you learn them if you're not posting content anyways. So what I really recommend is find a couple artists that you look up to, scroll through Instagram on like hashtag new music or something like that, or on TikTok or whatever. Start scrolling and find artists that promote themselves really well. Find music that is doing really well. See what posts are getting a lot of attention and literally copy it. Like, find the ones that are easy to replicate and just do the exact same thing. Like, we're making 30-second videos, 10-second videos, 60-second videos. There's only so many possible ways that you could do that. So if you're brand new to content, start out by just copying. Look at the framing. Look how they're in the camera. Look at how their audio is sounding. Like, the captions, the style of text. Like, just be observant. If you pay attention and you just see what somebody is doing and you try to implement one of those things every time you make a video, you're going to learn so much. It's kind of like when you start making beats, starting to make beats for like Lil Baby or like a specific artist that you really fuck with. Like, that's how you learn. You learn by copying. Good artists are influenced, great artists steal, or whatever the quote is, right? Don't be afraid to literally steal content. Don't just like download somebody's video and post it as your own, but like steal the format. I encourage that. Like, when I work with artists and it does really well, I encourage other artists to try it out. Just recently, I teamed up with Promoting Sounds to work with an artist named Marino. Super, super fire, by the way. Definitely check out his music. When I started working with him, he had 1,040 followers. He already streams well. He's doing good in the streaming world, but he's not as recognized on social media. So we started making these really nice looking posts where we have a cool visual hook. Promoting Sounds added like an anime montage with some lyrics. And when we started putting these videos together and it hit his target audience, and the first really good one did 10 million views. It literally just hit 10 million views like yesterday or the day before or something like that. And within 7 days, he went from 1,040 followers to more than 75,000 with 15 million plus views in the last week, just because he found the content that works for him. And now he just has the formula. You could literally steal what he's doing. Like, I'll link the video that got 10 million views so you could check it out. You could literally steal the format. The first 3 seconds is a nice looking clip of him performing the song, and then the rest of it is an anime edit. And I told my buddy who makes like some harder trap music to try doing something like that, where it's like an aesthetic performance shot for the first couple seconds with some kind of text hook, and then it transitions into like drifting and like a montage type of thing. So it's literally stealing the format and just applying it to his own content. Sometimes that's what you got to do to learn the different formats, learn the styles, get better at content. But yeah, man, that's what I got for you. To summarize, stop being afraid to make content. Stop being afraid to set the phone down and start recording. Sometimes that's all you need to do is literally just sit down, record. And eventually, as long as you're being observant and you have self-awareness, every time you post, you're going to observe something new. You're going to learn something new. You're going to start figuring out things that work better, figure out things that don't. There's a lot more to it, a lot more. And I wish I could cover it all in one video, but I unfortunately just can't. I can't think about all of that at one time. So I would love to continue making videos like this if you feel like it's helpful. So go ahead and let me know in the comments if you want some more just cold, hard, raw advice like this. There's a whole lot of stuff that we could get into, like specific content formats, why certain types of content work, how to figure out your target audience, all types of stuff. So if you want more videos like this, leave a comment. Go ahead and like, subscribe. After this video, I challenge you to record some content. And if you do, DM me on Instagram, send it to me. I'll review your content. Hopefully I'll be able to get to everybody, but send me the reels that you make, send me the videos that you make, and I will do what I can to help you out. But yeah, if you made it this far, you don't know how much I appreciate you. As I said at the start, I've been wanting to do videos like this for a while, but fear held me back. So I hit record and I started recording. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the second take. I did this video in 2 takes, which is fine. But next time, I'm going to get it at 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this inspired you. I hope that you learned something from it, and I hope that you stick around to absorb more knowledge in the future. Yeah, comment any questions, concerns, anything like that, and I'll see you next time.